Hey, thanks for joining me. If this is your first time listening in, hi. My name is Elliot. And I like to think that I'm speaking for people. Because we're all different. And we are one. And I can say for you, because you're doing other things for me. So thanks for that. Tonight, I want to talk about feeling like you're on your own. Feeling like you don't have anybody to talk to. Or anybody to listen. See, I think that this message, it's gonna be for especially some people. I had Facebook. I guess I still have it. But I never was addicted to it. Ever. Not as a point of pride. It's just not my thing. MSN chat. ICQ. Do you remember that? Yeah, you do. I was around for it. It's not my thing. Confession. This is very nearly not my thing. I'm kind of making it. I wouldn't say that I'm a person that doesn't have a lot of friends. But I don't have a lot of people that I talk to. I taught yoga. And I was pretty fucking good. Because I was teaching my practice. And that was, and still is, alleviation from suffering. That needless type. Without getting too much into that, because that's just a whole other topic. This last year, I'm going through a lot of changes. Earlier this year, I kind of fell off the map with my community. Stopped teaching as much, then I stopped teaching at all. It was health reasons. Looking back, I might have called them ascension symptoms or purging and all the other kind of vernacular of this rad community. I just felt like I was going crazy. And the craziest part was how no one else could see the rationale of my crazy. Because I'd had enough. I'd had enough of not me, of not my choice. I've had my fill of injustice, and it was hard for me to communicate. It was hard for me to communicate and say what I really meant, because going through the purging or the sense making and the shifting of my own abilities as a being, getting my thoughts to my mouth, which usually I'm alright at, or at least if I just talk enough, you get the point. It's hard, and worse, it was like dangerous, because I had zero tolerance for nice. Part of my purging included being an asshole. Preface, because you and I probably have very different ideas of what being an asshole is, so let me just get a little clearer on that. If you're an asshole to me, but you do it in a calm way, or in this socially acceptable way, where you're being an asshole, but you're also kind of upholding social niceties, and I respond like an asshole with less consideration for that bullshit, because I'm not going to tolerate your abuse. That's me being an asshole. And I couldn't help it. No, I wanted to. And I didn't want to be around people that had this expectation of me to be a kind of way, when I knew I was changing who that was to myself. And in my role as a leader, especially of the spirit, I wanted to be respectful of like my students that yeah, I don't know, I'm also a pretty private person. You don't really have to twist my arm to get me to not show up with a bunch of people. Anyways, I came back. I reconnected with my community and my, I guess my social groups, which is basically the same thing. I came back with more of myself intact. Expressing the truth that I discovered about myself and who I choose to be. And people change. Communities change. And relationships are good like that. You can really love someone. Really love them. For a time. You want the same thing out of life. You share the same values. And then things change and you can really love someone and that kind of partnership is no longer the most loving thing you can be doing for each other. So that's my way of saying I came back and then I fucking left again. Found as loving and kind as a lot of the people are in that community, the yoga community. I didn't find it spiritual, and it certainly wasn't in line with who I wanted to be. And I wasn't going to sacrifice myself any longer. I discovered what my worth to myself. All that to say, my ideal is my neighbors, the people in my convenience store, in my grocery, and who I see walking my dog, like I'm walking my dog, who I see while I'm walking my dog. the people closest to me. My ideal is my family. You know, my chosen one. My hypothetical chosen one. And I've arrived at this really paradoxical relational juncture where I'm the most connected with myself. Telepathically, I am in full resonance with you who resonate with me. And there's no one in my life physically that I feel like I can be myself with. Especially over this last week. Especially as certain plateaus and then new peaks are achieved on this path ever upward of our ascending into our potential and beyond. And I hate emailing. I hate chat. I hate posts, comments. I hate at all if I ever have to feel like I have to. That's me with pretty much everything. And I've really pushed myself to engage with this community. Not from a place of lack. Like it's like, Elliot, you're more of a loner than usual. Connect. No. Inspired. And on the other side of my every act of engagement is who I want to be and what I want to create. Making these videos, posting them, I don't know when you're watching this, but as a frame of reference, like, I don't know, so far, video number, I don't even know, I think like maybe 15 or something. I have told other people about my videos once. And I'm guessing that's going to be the record for a while. People are different. And some people can really feel connecting, like they're connecting and engaging through things like social media. And I think that that's a perfect part of the tapestry that makes all of us so well knit together. And that's just not really me. So I've just stopped answering my phone because I don't know what to say. Not a lot of people call me anyways. And I'm fine. And they'll know that. If they don't, then it's their own stuff. Because I don't have anything to say except the truth, which is I'm connecting with myself and consciousness and reality in a deeper way. And it's my life. And liberating that intention, that vocation, that personal passion is what I feel called to do. It's what I've always felt called to do. But for me to explain it any further, it's in terms that they don't want to hear. And I'm not going to lie. And to be honest, I don't feel like that person anymore anyways. Like I'm a different Elliot. Same but different. And maybe you're watching this and you're very similar to me. You watch all the videos and you're thinking critically and engaging. You feel like you're being communicated to directly because you are. And you're communicating back with your energy. But you've never commented before. You're not making videos. And you don't want to. Maybe you even joined a group. But what then? I'm still kind of trying to figure that out. Tonight, this message is your voice too. Just so you know that you're heard. And I hear you. And I'm with you. And loneliness, aloneness, solitude, being able to be with yourself. I reckon if you're like me in this way, you know the difference between all of those things. And you're fucking zen. You're good. Like, trust me, I'm okay with being alone. I've been lonely. Been lonelier than you. And I'm good. I'm not there. Moved through, moved past, and loved. But, or not but end. But end. You're human. You desire for relationship. And your ways, your preferences for making those connections have been the most attacked. And manipulating our design. And the repressing of our power. And as the world continues to change and grow, first there will be these online communities, these online portals that will help bring people who don't live close to each other together, at least in the online space. So via video or your words, your chat, whatever, just there's some place you can go and connect. But I promise, eventually, and sooner than I think we think, we're going to be neighbors. You can have friends and stay connected with people that you really like and not have a phone. Because we're beside each other in realer ways. But not yet. And that's called tragic. That's when the good tries and doesn't win. And when you suffer tragedy, you're a hero. You're heroic to others. Because tragedies motivate us to make the world a better place. So if it feels like you have no friends, if it feels like you just don't vibe with the people that are around you, if every day you wake up pursuing your passion, whatever that is that you feel like you need to be doing, it's what your fiery soul burns for. And it feels like you're the only one that knows you. So it kind of feels like no one else that thinks they know you really knows what you're doing. If it feels like other people that are just like you are connecting through all these online social hubs, and you just can't bring yourself to do it as much. You know you're trying. If it feels like you're alone, just know that you're not the only one. And alone we may be, but we are one together. And maybe we'll be the last alone ones. Because the world that we are creating together, there will be freedom from needless suffering. So that if you want to live on a mountaintop by yourself, that's not alone. That's living your dream. But if you're in the middle of a city and it feels like you're surrounded by no one, and you want out, well, we're making that path. fire of our care, of our love, we're blazing that trail. Alone, but you're not the only one. We are one together. And as much as you can let it make as much sense to you, I love you the most. And your love is the best. Thank you for not giving up. Thank you for the way you keep going. The world that we're creating, it's made for people like us. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being someone that I can talk to. Honestly. And about things I care about. Like us. I'm such a long goodbye. Until next time. Namaste. I love you.